I was supposed to make 400 grand by selling one of my rental properties next year, but I'm not going to do it. And that 400 grand would not have had any capital gains tax on it. So you can imagine my frustration that I'm not going to be selling that rental property and not making 400 grand tax free. This goes to show the importance of being able to pivot as a real estate investor when you're in a shifting market. Because realistically, if I were to sell next year, as I have planned for the past 5 years to do so, I wouldn't make 400 grand because the market has shifted so much. As a real estate investor, I do feel like it's very helpful that I'm also a realtor because I'm super plugged in to understanding what the current real estate market is doing. And right now, what's going on is that there's a high interest rate environment and it's really affecting buyers' affordability, which in turn is affecting what sellers can sell their properties for. I did the calculations, and when I did the plan of selling this rental property next year in the spring, I had assumed that my property would sell for a certain amount, which would net me 400 grand. The reason why it's tax free is because I lived in it for 2 years. I think I could make maybe 200 grand. And at that point, it's just not worth it. A word of advice from one real estate investor to another, just have multiple exit strategies when you buy properties because you really never know what the market's going to be doing. Psychologically, I don't feel like I've lost 400 grand because I'm not selling that property, because in my eyes, like, that was never my money to begin with. Like, all the money that's in real estate or even in investing or stock markets, like, all of that money is fake. Until you sell it, it's not real. So although perhaps I've become emotionally attached to that 400 grand because I was like, oh, like, I'm gonna make this amount of money in the spring of 2024, that's not the reality of how this works. Like, that money is not real until it's actually sold and materialized in my bank account. It's all hypothetical when you're thinking about potential gains that you're gonna be making on investments. It's literally all hypothetical. Don't get emotionally attached to it, because when you get emotionally attached to your investments and you start letting emotions rule your decisions, that's when you mess things up. And if you like all things real estate and real estate investing, I'm your girl.